Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who now stands alongside Chairman Mao in the pantheon of the country's iconic leaders.
Chinese media is also boosting coverage of the big parade next week, right, where the military is set to showcase its anti-ship missiles, combat drones, and nuclear-capable ballistic missiles.
同志们好。
Crisp September morning in Beijing. Streets are locked down, cameras rolling, the world is watching. Suddenly, an armored convoy glides past the crowds. But this is no ordinary military parade. Under the tarps and polished steel lies the future of warfare. Hypersonic missiles, unmanned submarines, robotic war machines, and stealth drones. Systems so advanced they look like something out of a sci-fi thriller. And here's the kicker, most of these weapons have never been seen before, not even in leaked satellite images. It's the biggest reveal in decades, and every system sends the same message. China is not preparing for yesterday's war. It's building to win tomorrow's. Welcome back to Race to Space, the channel that takes you inside the weapons, strategies, and technologies that will define the next global conflict. Today, we're diving deep into China's jaw-dropping military parade. A display that wasn't just about showing off hardware. It was about signaling dominance, rewriting doctrine, and leaving Washington scrambling to catch up. Because if what rolled through Beijing is any indication, the era of American military supremacy might already be over. Every nation holds parades. But what China just did, it wasn't theater. It was a strategic declaration. For decades, these parades were ceremonial, held every 5 or 10 years to showcase incremental progress. But this time was different. China revealed dozens of next-generation weapons, many of which had only been rumored in defense circles. Some so advanced they could render traditional U.S. strategies obsolete. From hypersonic missiles that make U.S. air defenses irrelevant, to autonomous underwater weapons capable of slipping past naval blockades, to robotic ground units and stealth drones designed to dominate contested skies. This wasn't a military review, it was a warning shot. And if you think these systems are decades away, think again. Some of them may already be operational. So what exactly did China unveil? And why does this parade mark the beginning of a whole new era in warfare? Let's break it down. Let's start with the showstopper, hypersonic weapons. First up, the YG-20, a maneuverable hypersonic missile designed to hunt moving ships at sea or strike hardened ground targets. It doesn't just fly fast, it flies smart, performing evasive maneuvers in its terminal phase, making interception nearly impossible. This isn't theory, it's the next stage of anti-access warfare. Imagine an entire US carrier strike group evaporating before its jets can even launch. Next, the surprise player, YJ-17. This one looks like a scaled-down version of the DF-17's glide vehicle. The concept, a booster kicks it up to 40 kilometers. Then it glides at hypersonic speeds, zigzagging through the upper atmosphere. Good luck intercepting that. Then hums the YJ-15, a ramjet-powered missile screaming at Mach 3 just above the sea. Flying so low it hides beneath radar, it's the ultimate ship killer in close quarters. And finally, the YJ-19. Possibly China's first true hypersonic cruise missile. With a scramjet engine, this monster can sustain extreme speeds over long distances, adjusting its flight path mid-course. Think Russia's Zircon, but potentially more refined. All four fit inside the universal vertical launch cells on China's Type 055 destroyers, meaning Beijing can saturate targets from multiple directions with hypersonic salvos. The US Navy's Aegis systems, they weren't built for this. That THAAD, too slow. SM-6, too few. The US Navy has spent decades projecting power through carrier groups. These missiles, they just made that strategy obsolete. Now, let's dive below the surface, because what rolled down Chang'an Avenue wasn't just about missiles, it was about autonomous sea power. The first jaw-dropper, a 20-meter-long torpedo-shaped drone, eerily similar to Russia's Poseidon. This isn't your average torpedo. This is a strategic weapon, possibly nuclear-powered, designed to crawl silently across oceans for weeks, even months, and detonate near enemy ports or carrier groups. Think of it as a submarine nuke on autopilot. But China didn't stop there. Another unmanned submarine, bigger, bulkier, with sensor mass and possible flank sonar arrays, was spotted under TARP. Its role likely sea denial and undersea surveillance, deploying mines, hunting subs, maybe even launching smaller drones. If the US thought its Orca XLUV program gave it an edge, think again. China might already have 2 operational variants, and then a smaller unmanned sub that fits inside standard torpedo tubes. These could act as sensor nodes, mine layers, or even suicide drones. Deployed in swarms, they turn the ocean into a kill zone. The US Navy's worst nightmare has always been losing dominance under the waves. These autonomous systems, they make that nightmare real. Next, the skies. A massive truck-mounted system rolled past the cameras carrying what appeared to be a high-energy laser weapon. Not a prototype, a deployable unit. Imagine a 75-kilometer-watt beam capable of frying drones and cruise missiles at the speed of light. No ammo, no reloads, just infinite shots as long as the generator runs. Why does this matter? Because the US strategy of swarming attacks and long-range missiles depends on saturating enemy defenses. But lasers flip the cost equation. You can fire a beam for the price of a cup of coffee. Meanwhile, each US missile cost millions. And it didn't stop there. The parade also revealed new HQ series SAMs, including the HQ-19, China's answer to THAAD, and the rumored HQ-29, possibly rivaling Russia's S-500. These systems expand China's anti-ballistic capabilities, threatening not just aircraft but even US missiles in the boost phase. Air dominance used to be America's trump card, but in a world of lasers and next-gen SAMs, the skies are no longer safe. Then came the robots, unmanned ground vehicles, robotic engineering units, combat buggies paired with quadcopters, and robotic dogs. Yes, you heard that right, robot dogs carrying antennas and sensors, some previously shown with rifles. This isn't science fiction, it's China's battlefield automation strategy coming to life. But the real game changers, unmanned fighter-like assets. 3 distinct designs were spotted, possibly mock-ups. But make no mistake, the message is clear. China is betting on drone warfare at scale. One design resembles a smaller, stealthy fighter optimized for jamming or reconnaissance. Another, a tailless lambda wing beast, could be supersonic with internal bays. The third, a miniaturized cousin of the rumored J366 Gen fighter. And then there's the GJ-11, a stealth UCAV that's already a legend in military circles. Add to that a massive unmanned helicopter built for naval scouting and anti-submissions. Why does this matter? Because no other country is pushing this many combat drone designs simultaneously. The US has 2, China at least 6. And when you combine AI autonomy, mass production, and swarm tactics, the numbers game flips. Suddenly, it's not about one F-35 versus one J-20. It's about one carrier versus 100 autonomous killers. Thanks for watching Race to Space, your front row seat to the future of warfare. What do you think? Are these systems real or just parade props? And if they're real, can the US stop what's coming? Drop your thoughts below and hit that subscribe button because this race isn't slowing down. And right now, Beijing is in the lead. Thanks for watching.